Patrick, Raymond Patrick. I don't particularly have a long channel. I just put up one video. What I want to say is that since the Florida shooting, the gun control activists have come out harder than they ever have before, and they're coming out with pure emotions. They're playing off people's emotions. They're using the victims to come out and push the narrative. Number one, these are children. They're not experts on gun control. Two, being a victim of something doesn't make you an expert on it. Sure, our sympathies go out, and we're all here are we're upset for you. We would not want this to happen to our own families. I had a girl on Twitter yesterday when I was defending the conservative side say, yeah, go hug your guns. We're not hugging our guns. We're not protecting our guns. We don't need to protect our guns. An inanimate object does not need protection. And besides, the Second Amendment, my permits, and my license, my gun license, stands for itself. You can't take it away from me. 400 million weapons in America. You're going to take them from everybody? You guys have no solutions on the left side. At all. And you have no endpoint of what might possibly happen. The conservative side has the debate already down. We've already won this debate, but of course we're always open to discussion. There was no law that could have stopped this. There is pretty much no law that will stop any gun crime, because only law-abiding citizens won't. They're the only ones that won't buy guns. So now you're going to have the old lady that needs to walk down the little side store down the end of the night to go get some milk and eggs, and on her way home, she's not going to be able to protect herself from getting robbed. Or the young lady that wants to go jogging at 5 o'clock in the morning to get her day going. Rapist waiting around the corner, she doesn't have that almighty equalizer on her anymore because she obeys the law. The criminal does not. Criminals will get guns. If you think that gun control is going to stop the ideology of a criminal or a terrorist, then you're nuts. And you're not thinking straight at all, and you're completely irrational. The only arguments you guys have used is to play off people's emotions, like I said, and when we don't agree with you, you'll label us, so you must not care about children, you must hate children, you must not care about all the people. Yes, we do, absolutely, but I'm not saying arm everyone, but the statistics prove the more armed citizens, the less violent crime and the less gun crime. Period. New York, Chicago have the strictest gun laws, and there is more gun violence there, or people committing violence with guns there. Because a gun can't commit violence, a person can. There is more gun violence there than anywhere else. And the law-abiding citizens can't protect themselves. So if you're a criminal, you're going to go to the gun-free zones. You're going to go where people can't protect themselves, and you can jack their jewelry and their money without any issues at all. You know that person's not going to have a gun unless they're another criminal. And what are you going to do? Raid 150 million houses for weapons? I don't know exactly how many houses do, but 400 million weapons. Probably about 150 million people have weapons in their house, maybe more. That's legally. You're going to declare martial law? You don't want tanks and military going down the street. Especially now that Obama signed, when he was in, signed executive order to allow the UN's militaries to come on U.S. soil with their weapons. Because, let's face it, he's a Muslim. He doesn't care about free. His ideology is completely outside, leaving all conspiracies out. This is fact. He's a Marxist. He's a, we know he's called himself Muslim several times by accident. And he announces the Quran as the Holy Quran. Only Muslims call the Quran the Holy Quran. And, he called himself a Christian until he became president and then started denouncing Christianity. He never said, oh, I'm not a Christian, but he would brag on it and praise Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. May hell and fire be upon his soul. See, that's the opposite of may peace and whatever be upon Muhammad. I don't say that garbage. He was a pedophile and a terrorist. Anyways, and it's common sense. Complete common sense. Even if the stats and everything, we didn't have any statistics and evidence to show that less gun control is better and safer, you would use common sense and say, well, a criminal and terrorist can get any... Especially you liberals that want open borders. You want open borders where illegal guns, illegal drugs, and MS-13 gang members come through. You think they care about a gun control law? No, they're already coming across the border illegally with these things that are all illegal. And now, as of a few weeks to maybe a little over a month ago, another ICE agent on the border was killed. Or a border agent. I don't know if he's considered ICE. So you want to let the criminals in, not that all Mexicans are criminals that are coming over the border. Yes, some are seeking a better life. I'm sure many are, and are great people. This has nothing to do with race, creed, or color. So don't throw that racism bullshit at me. We're $20 trillion in debt. It costs a lot more money to deport these people constantly, and it causes violence. I know the argument, well, it's a lot more likely that an American citizen will commit a crime than it is a person, an undocumented, they like to say I'm undocumented. I'm not going to be told how to talk. An illegal citizen will. So that doesn't matter. The illegal citizen didn't belong here, therefore that crime wouldn't have happened. And there's less of them. Come here the correct way. Every country has border laws. Enough is enough. Your side, the left side, is being funded by George Soros. Read the guy's fucking story. He is the enemy. And if you want to strip guns away from law-abiding citizens, you are now our enemy. And not to mention, every government has had to fight its people, and every people has had to fight its government. Whether it be tomorrow or 100 years from now. It always happens. History always repeats itself. So the conservative side has statistics, evidence, common sense, historical fact on their side. The left plays off emotions, and they have feelings on their side. And an idea that has no logic behind it, no proven stats that it works. In fact, just the opposite. And that's it. And they go, oh, well, what about the Australian buybacks? Only 1/3 of the people handed their guns in. The rest kept them. And guess what? Gun crime rose dramatically after that, because now the criminals knew who to target. We've done this already. And well, what about the founding fathers? No, Chank. They knew very well there was high-powered weapons. They had them. They were fans of them. The only reason why they didn't get them was because after the war, they couldn't afford them. Or else we would have had many more in the country. Now, I'm not saying arm everybody. Don't turn that around and say, oh, he wants to arm everybody. There are other ways to do this. Put armed security at the schools. Put a couple guns in safes around the schools. Train a few of the teachers. The way to stop an insane person with a gun is a sane person with that knows how to operate a gun that can neutralize the situation in 1 or 2 shots. Thank you. I'm Raymond Patrick. Please subscribe, and I hope to hear from you. Leave a comment down below.